All right. Let's do one more. One more. I mean, sometimes some of these could just be context. I mean, it's not always verification. It's not always proof of claim. Um, you know what? We did a political one recently. We did this Greta Thunberg thing. Let's do one. Let's take a break from political. Um, we did the Goldman dance a while ago. How about this one? It almost feels wrong when you see its original color. It's too gold and gaudy. What do you all think? Um, Statue of Liberty was made with copper, but due to oxidation, it changed to green. So, idea that this is the original, 1886, and was kind of like a goldish, I guess. And then the oxidation changed it over time to green. So we're not even really looking at what this looked like at first, right? Um, so let's do it. Like again, we'll just do this. You know, when you select these things, it pulls it pulls information from the whole page in, but it focuses on what you select. And so we got an AI overview. We're just going to skip past that. Again, I just really encourage you just to skip past that. So the Statue of Liberty's original color was not gold. Okay, but rather a shiny copper brown, similar to a new penny. Do I have a penny around? Hold on a second. So I went and I got a penny. There's the penny. You can see that yeah, I don't know. They're not copper anymore. So, but I think they're the same color, right? Um, anyway, it's not really gold. It's a different sort of thing. Although actually, with this light coming off of it, it feels very bright. But yeah, so a little different. But I mean, still, that's got to have been a different experience. I'm kind of curious how long it took. Okay, this oxidation process started shortly after the statue's dedication and took about 30 years to complete its color change. The patina acts as a protective coating, which is why the statue has not been restored to its original copper color. In fact, when the idea was proposed in 1906, it was abandoned due to public protest. So that's interesting. I mean, at this point, I might just hop off to the sources, and we've got the National Park Service, which, at least for the moment, still has. Okay, jeez, look at this, man. All right. Do we have color? Yeah, the statue's copper has naturally oxidized. Upon completion, was more of a traditional brown color, like an American penny. It doesn't say like a new American penny, by the way. It says, geez, I threw another one in. This is like a new one. I was kind of wondering if it might have been a little more like an slightly older penny. Took 30 years to oxidize. And then they did not. They did by 1906. They really just wanted to keep it that way. You know, people like things as they are. Yeah, I think it would be freaky actually at this point. I like the old Statue of Liberty there with the patina. And it does sound like it's a protective coating. Sometimes these things, like, I think the more interesting thing is just getting the context. So, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of an error here. This is not really a good representation of what the color would be. But I think it's still, if we saw it in its original color today, I think we'd still find it disconcerting. I'm not sure why they had to, like, gold this up. I mean, I do know, because more clicks, right? But I think the context is interesting. I think it's just nice to see something that has some context, get the greater context, know the story behind the story, and then maybe just click through to some of the links. Oh, look at this! The Statue of Liberty wasn't always green, like a History.com article right on that. So that's a great. That would be a great. That would be a great next step. By 1903, people began noticing it had been developing green patina. In 1906, there were calls to repaint, restore it to its original copper. Even got as far as the appropriation, but the project was abandoned by protests that painting the Statue of Liberty would be sacrilege, according to a newspaper report at the time. Plus, if they painted the statue and wanted to keep it looking fresh, they'd have to repaint it every 25 or so years. By 1910, the statue was half copper-colored, half blue-green. A decade later, it's transferred. So actually, by about 1920. So that wasn't, did that have a little bit of an error there? It took about 30 years. Does 30 years put us in 1920? So that's really like 1890, 30 years. Yeah. I just did the math. I just did the math in my head wrong first time around. So that's the background of the color of the Statue of Liberty. And again, like not every single one of these is aha, you know? Sometimes it's just kind of a neat story. And I mean, how many of you might look at something like this and say, oh, well, that's just clickbait nonsense. That's not true at all. When actually, yeah, it's mostly true. So, all right. Thanks.